Okay, good afternoon, everyone. This is a special meeting of the Brattleboro Selectboard. It is Friday, January 5th, 2024. It's a little after 3:30 p.m. John, was this special meeting properly warned?
Yes, Ian, it was.
Excellent. Thank you very much. All right, so we are going to convene the meeting, and I guess we will start with some public participation. So I'll first look to members of the public in the room. If anyone wishes to speak on an item that's not on the warned special meeting agenda, we can speak to it now. Don't see anyone in the room. Just look to Zoom. Don't see anyone in Zoom. So we will move on to agenda item 3, which is new business A, the Dettman Drive item. And I think I will turn it over to John.
Yes, thanks, Ian. So today we have a matter and recommendation of 3 motions for you to consider. The background on this, there's 2 privately owned bridges, Dettman Bridge and Winding Hill Bridge, that are the only means of access to 250 to 300 Brattleboro households in Tri-Park Housing Cooperative's Mountain Home Park. Recently, Tri-Park learned that the condition of these bridges is not good in either case. And so currently there is limited access to these households for fire protection, bus service, and fuel deliveries. Tri-Park representatives approached the town looking for our help and to assist with a temporary bridge on one of the access ways using a V-Trans program for temporary bridges. However, we've learned that the town must own one of the failing bridges in order to qualify for this temporary bridge program. So staff worked on this and developed a memorandum of understanding with Tri-Park, which includes the town assuming ownership of the Dettman Drive bridge. So in addition to authorizing the town manager to execute that agreement, which a copy of it is in your backup materials, the select board is also being asked to set a date and a time for a site visit and a public hearing to lay out a public taking of Dettman Drive and the Dettman Drive Bridge. I will note that this action is also on the critical path for the infill relocation project that would move 25 houses out of the flood hazard area in this community later this summer. We have Sue Fillion here and Dan Tyler from Public Works, Dan Holden, the Tri-Park Board of Directors President, Chair, and Dan Riddlehoover from M&S Development, who is supporting Tri-Park in this project. And so if you have any questions, they're here to respond to those.
Excellent.
Any questions, ask Dan.
Ask Dan. And yeah, and so there are 3 motions recommended for your consideration.
Yes. All right, so board, let's take the first motion and then we'll have any discussion that we need to on it. So I'd look for a motion on the first one. Liz.
I move to authorize the town manager to execute the memorandum of understanding with Tri-Park Housing Cooperative.
Great. Thank you very much, Liz. So there's a motion, board. Is there questions, comments on the first motion authorizing the town manager? Liz.
I would just like to comment that I know our planning department has been working with Tri-Park on a number of initiatives ever since Tropical Storm Irene, and they're a very important part of our town, and I recommend assisting them in this manner.
Excellent. Thank you, Liz. Other board members? No? Yeah, I think echoing Liz's point, Tri-Park has 8% of Brattleboro's population. This is a urgent matter that needs to be addressed as quickly as possible. The board recognized that, which is why we're having this special meeting on a not normal, regularly scheduled select board evening. We want to get this resolved as quickly as possible so that we can ensure the safety of many residents in our town. And I appreciate all the work that's gone into making this a priority. And I think that Tri-Park has been a great partner with the town in the past, and I think that we'll continue to be able to work well with them moving forward. And I am also grateful to any future aid that we get from the state in helping move these projects forward. So with that, I would turn to anyone in the public who wishes to speak on this. Don't see any hands in Zoom. I don't see any hands in the room. No? All right. Any other questions on them? Okay. So in that case, board, the motion is to authorize the town manager to execute the memorandum of understanding with Tri-Park Housing Cooperative. All those in favor, please indicate with an aye.
Aye.
That'll carry 3-0. And then I'll take a motion on the second. Liz.
I move, pursuant to 19 Vermont Statutes annotated Section 708, to initiate the proceedings to lay out and establish Dettman Drive as a Class 3 town highway from its intersection with Vermont Route 9 to a point on the north side of the bridge, said point being the northerly side of the so-called Hammerhead turnaround at the intersection of Dettman Drive with Village Drive.
Great. Thank you, Liz. Questions, comments on the second motion? Nothing from Peter. Liz, you got anything? No?
It seems self-evident.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess my question is, so for the second motion, that is going to be what begins the taking process and the public hearing and the site visit and everything?
Yes, just like we did with the recent one with Melrose Drive, this is the same process where you announce your intention and then you go do a site visit and you hold a public hearing before you make a final decision.
Okay, and so if the board were to vote in favor of this motion, what's the rest of, I know we're going to set dates, but it's 30 days from today where,
Yes.
Okay.
So for the next motion, and we can talk about that then, or if you want to now.
We can talk about it then for the dates. I just wanted to get a sense for.
Shouldn't we set the date before we make that last?
We will set it for the last motion.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just trying to get a sense for how many things we need to do after we do this. Yeah.
So this initiates the process, and the final steps are, and Dan or Sue, correct me if I'm wrong, but they are to have a site visit, then you will have a public hearing, and then you can make a decision. Is that correct? Yes. Sounds like that.
The site visit would be no sooner than 30 days.
Okay. Cool.
So, Ian,
Liz.
the only question that I have is whether the public needs to know the scope of what's being proposed so that they can understand it.
John.
So I believe that one other step is that we notify adjacent landowners, and maybe Sue or Dan could explain that a little bit. And I think it's posted places as well.
So we
Sue
have,
Fillion.
sorry, we have to notify interested parties. We are notifying anybody that has frontage on Dettman Drive, as well as Tri-Park Cooperative, obviously it's theirs now, and Deepwood Mobile Home Park, because they are affected by these bridges as well. So those are the parties that we're going to notify by certified mail in accordance with the statute. We will also have this in the newspaper. There'll be a legal ad in the newspaper, and it'll be posted on various other platforms, including library, municipal center. So,
Excellent.
Thank you.
And Sue, do you feel like you'll be able to accomplish all of that notice requirements within the time that you'll have if we were to vote on this today?
yes.
Excellent. Thanks. Other questions or comments, board? All right, I'll look to the public, see if anyone wishes to speak on this item. No, and I don't see any hands on Zoom. Okay, so in that case, board, the motion is pursuant to 19 VSA Section 708 to initiate the proceedings to lay out and establish Dettman Drive as Class 3 town highway from its intersection with the Vermont Route 9 to a point on the north side of the bridge, said point being the northerly side of a so-called hammerhead turnaround at the intersection of Dettman Drive with Village Drive. Board members, all those in favor, please indicate with an aye.
Aye.
Aye. That'll carry 3-0. John?
So in considering your third motion.
Yes.
Additional piece of information is that clarification on that 30-day period. So the earliest that you could do a site visit and hearing would be on Sunday, February 4th. You could also do it on Monday, February 5th, if you wanted to do it on a business day, or you have a regular meeting on Tuesday, February 6th. So it's completely the board's preference, but the earliest you could do it would be that Sunday.
Okay. So, thoughts?
I mean, Sunday's by far the easiest for me.
Mm-hmm.
If that's what we're syncing up calendar, but I can also do it any one of those days as well.
Is there a problem with having a meeting on a Sunday? Does public object in any way?
For a site visit, is that what you're
It would
asking?
be for the site visit. And then we would do the site visit on Sunday, and then on the Tuesday, we would do the public hearing.
If you were to do that, you could just as soon do the site visit on that Tuesday and then do the public hearing at your regular meeting.
If we were to do the site visit on Sunday, we could also do the public hearing on Sunday.
You could, but that
Yeah.
would be scheduling that and whether people,
It would
in the
be
public
getting
or not.
BCTV and
yeah, which
Yeah.
could be
Oh,
a challenge, but
then
we would.
We should probably just do it on a day where everybo's
yeah.
ready to do it. Is that what you're thinking?
My thought would be, board, to do it on Tuesday, is that the 5th?
The sixth.
6th. So Tuesday the 6th, because, getting this done now expedites it for sure.
Yep.
We lose 2 days, which I understand is not ideal, but we hold both the site visit and the public hearing on a regularly scheduled select board meeting, which has the most public transparency.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I think we always need to balance in situations like this, expediting and efficiency with also maintaining transparency and public access. I think that it's a nice middle ground to keep it on a select board meeting, but having done it this soon means that we get it done faster than had we waited till a select board meeting to do this
Okay.
part.
4:00?
Yeah, does that work for
That, I think that would be fine.
4
Yep.
o'clock?
so it'd be 4:00 on February 6th prior to the select board meeting on the 6th. And then we would open the meeting, and then at some point in the regularly scheduled meeting, we'd have the public hearing. Right?
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
So
That
I'll
would be
make
fine.
In the calendar.
Yeah, please.
All right. And I know my name's not Dan, but my opinion matters. All right, so I move that the town provide notice of the site visit and hearing for February 6th at 4 p.m.
Great. Anyone from the public wish to comment on this motion? Be in the room. And nobody in Zoom. Final comments on the board? Nope. All right. So in that case, board, there's been a motion that the town provide notice of the site visit and hearing for February 6th and the site visit at 4 p.m. and the hearing to take place at the regularly scheduled select board meeting that evening. Board members, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. That's going to carry 3-0. With that, I think I only need one more motion. Liz.
I move to adjourn.
Liz made a motion to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Going to carry 3-0. Thank you very much. Thank you, BCTV. Thanks, Janet. And thank you, John. Thank you, board. This water is very cold.
Is this so now we know what the town employees.
Yeah.